kind of impact has it had on your PPC, your SEO, direct mail, anything else that you're doing right now?
Yeah, it's a game changer. And one thing that I'm excited about is we're rebranding our direct mail marketing. I think it's going to be a game changer because we're going to really lean into the credibility and put asking like what you recommend, right? And so for PPC, you got to kind of cover your TV because people are going to search because they see you on TV. So you got to capture that, right? So it helps there because we would probably miss if we didn't have that. So it complements everything. Long story short, it really funnels everything back to the credibility that TV gives us.
So not only is there impact on those other lead channels that you can't really see? Sometimes you can see it because like if someone calls from direct mail and says, "Hey, I called you guys because you're on TV," which we get quite a bit, you can see the impact there. But sometimes they don't tell you that. Right? They've just seen the commercial, they see your direct mail piece, they call you, they don't, that doesn't come up in conversation. So there's that impact. And then there's also just the impact of when you go to the appointment of maybe the conversations being different. So have you seen that yourself where when you go to an appointment, when you're on TV or when they mention you're on TV or from before when you were not on TV, now you're on TV, what the difference is as far as people just the way you talk to them and, easier negotiations or anything like that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And real quick before I get to that, to your point, like I'm looking at our organic presence and I do the bunny ears specifically because on our landing page we have how did you hear about us? And the numbers I gave you are without the 21 contracts that we've got from website and people who've checked boxes that say TV, radio, right? We specifically asked them, have you seen us there? So I mean, I would say another 80% of those people select yes, that they have. So, I mean, we're talking about 40 contracts just this year alone in 6 months from this channel potentially. So anyway, I just really wanted to emphasize that because I think it's important for people to track it because it could be discouraging if you're thinking, okay, I want this ROI, but what really truly is the ROI? So anyway, kind of back to your question with in the home, right? Like how that trust factor really plays out. I don't personally run to appointments or anything. I have a team who does it, and I probably should ask them more. But it is so powerful when we ask the question of, have you heard us on TV or have you seen us on the radio? Like it automatically just builds an extra level of, I don't need to call anybody else. Like if these guys are on TV, if they're on the radio, I already trust them. So that's huge, right? It's a competitive advantage that you can't even really put weight on, right?
Yeah.
Or just the meetings in general, right? With being on TV.
Yeah. And you
I
finished
think
your
it'd
thought on
be
that, didn't you?
I did. No, I think
Okay.
it'd be shooting fish in a barrel if I was the one actually attending these appointments. That's not like the business that I want to create, really, right? But I know a company out here in Vegas who runs TV, and I talked to his acquisitions team, and he's like every single time they're like asking about the person. So tell me about so and so. Like, they're like curious, like you're truly in their eyes a celebrity status. And so it's just interesting, right? Depends on who you ask. It could be a big ego boost for him. Not that that's the point, right? But it's like that's not the point of the channel, but it's confirmation to say you are like not that anybody cares, but you're kind of on a pedestal. Like you're kind of like in the eyes of the public, like, whoa, I sold my house to this company and they were on TV. That's cool, right? Like you and I don't care.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like that's the power.
Yeah, for sure. So when did you realize, I mean, I think you kind of answered this a little bit, but when were you at the point where like this is working, where you're like, okay, this is for sure like legit.
Well, my team, so as you know, we've been running TV for, however long. I think it's been over 3 years, but we paused it for a duration in 2024, kind of just going through some like changes and cleaning up some messes, to keep a long story short. And when we paused it, my team was like, what did you do to the marketing? And then we started it back up again and we're like, please never shut off TV again because it was like super obvious. And the other thing is the conversion on those leads is extremely high. So with other channels, you don't know what to expect, right? With these people, if we're going on an appointment, we have a 1 in 3 chance of getting that house bought, which I would say is really good, right? I was just looking at the numbers. I was looking at contracts from offers made. So like if we're making an offer, we have a 1 in 3 chance of getting that deal bought. That's amazing, right? very scalable.
Yeah, for sure. So do you feel like you've been able to get rid of any of your other marketing because of TV, or has it just been a supplement to your other forms of marketing?
I won't touch cold call. I won't touch any outbound stuff. I have no need to. Our team has good enough quality of leads coming in with TV and radio. There's no point in risking doing any other channels like that. And I think I've dialed down direct mail a little bit because we don't really need that many more leads. We're at a really good sweet spot. We have 120 contracts already for the year, and our fallout rate is like minimal to nothing right now. So
Did you say 120 contracts so far, and we're in July right now?
120 contracts for the year so far.
Very
Yep.
nice.
We're probably pacing a couple hundred deals this year, which is it like blows away the record. I think our biggest year was in 22 and we closed 100, and we're going to probably double that this year. And so a big piece of that is because of we added on radio, and that's been a game changer. We've got 11 contracts from radio this year. And I picked up, I think I told you this, I picked up a apartment building from a radio commercial this year. So that was pretty cool. That was a 6-unit building in Iowa. But yeah, man, it's been awesome just seeing what's possible by having these good inbound channels.
Want to get motivated sellers that nobody knows about? Introducing 10x TV. If you want to create credibility in your market, find deals that nobody else knows about, and crush your competition, you need to check into TV commercials. It is the new buzz in the real estate investing industry since we introduced it several years ago. I've been using TV commercials myself for the last 12 years and it's absolutely crushed it. So if you want to learn how to get on TV and to do something that little to no people are doing right now, go to claimmymarket.com. Again, that's claimmymarket.com. We usually only work with 2 investors per market, so if you're interested, reach out to us and book a call to see if you can claim your market before anybody else does.